My name is Alani, and today I will be talking about Wikisexuality. Wikisexuality is a term produced by Dr. Saraswati, and it is a category of sexuality that explores various layers of reality through sexual fluidity in cyberspace. It is collaborative and interactive based that hints at the truth of one's sexuality as it highlights the constant formation and reformation of one's sexual identities. It reflects a non-binary and non-essential formation of sexuality that moves beyond mono and multiple sexualities. Wikisexuality suggests that sexuality is not something that one is born with and remains throughout one's lifetime. In Buddhist tradition, the basic concept of anatta refers to the notion that a person does not have a fixed self because the self changes with each passing moment. There is no fixed subjectivity because we are all impermanent. I agree with this concept because I believe that in order for us to grow, we must change. We must go through many different experiences and choose what we want to do with our lives. And with the choices we make, we learn about who we really are. I believe that our sexuality is a vital aspect of our enjoyment, pleasure, and expression. I think that it is so important to be able to explore our sexuality to its fullest potential, and we should never be afraid of this journey. We should empower it. Wikisexuality uses cyberspace as an epistemic point of reference. Internet users across the world can seek out collaborative sexual content, such as online chat rooms, looking at sexually explicit photos, videos, and sharing sexual interests and fantasies. In this case, Dr. Saraswati refers to tantric goddess online sex workshops. Tantra is a spiritual practice that combines Hindu, Jain, and Buddhist traditions and is traced back as far as the 5th or 6th centuries and is seen as a way of living in meditation. Tantra eventually made its way to America during the end of the 20th century and was seen as a spiritual practice that values erotic energies and considered sexual activity as a rich form of prayer. Dr. Saraswati chooses to analyze tantric goddesses in present-day American society and focuses on women who are spiritual and sexual teachers and healers who are driven by the fact that dominant narratives of religious teachings often devalue women and who take pleasure in sexual activities. I appreciate the fact that women are the main focus in this context by incorporating a feminist lens. I believe that it is important to acknowledge gender and sexual inequality while analyzing sexuality and sexual intercourse. Considering the sexual revolution in the 1960s, people fought certain gender roles and standards of sexuality during this time. Free love was a concept that people used with the initial goal of separating the state from sexual matters, such as premarital sex, sex outside of relationships, and birth control. It claimed that such issues were only the concern of the people involved and no one else, in which I agree with. However, I believe that the sexual revolution never really ended. In society, we still set up men to be dominant while women are to be submissive. And in many cases, I believe that intercourse is interpreted in the same way. Along with the ideology of men being able to enjoy sex and are celebrated for it, whereas women are devalued for the same act and are shamed if they participate in it numerous times. With acknowledging these facts, I believe that many women, and men too, have had to put their sexuality on hold for heteronormative and repressive reasons. I believe wikisexuality is a part of the sexual revolution, in other words, a part of sexual liberation. With using Tantra, for example, a tantric goddess in charge of a workshop for women invites women to unpack their sexual history with the goddess's guidance and take the next healing step towards wholeness, as they would receive support in choosing to explore the obstacles in their spiritual, emotional, and physical body that keep them from their full feminine expressions. I believe that this entails free love because it gives women the chance to make their own choices, heal trauma, and empower themselves with the guidance of a woman healer who will most likely be able to relate to the pasts of their clients. I really like the notion of wikisexuality as I would be open to experiencing tantric sessions and recommend them to others. Although wikisexual exploring is not accessible to everyone because there are many people without internet, and tantric sessions are also pretty expensive and may not be a financial option for many as well. Overall, wikisexuality gives people a chance to explore their sexuality to its fullest potential by empowering their emotional, spiritual, and physical being. With anatta, we are growing and changing and capable of finding out the truth within ourselves and who we want to be.